Would you like to come out today? Oh, yes, please, said Edward. So they lit his fire, made lots of steam, and Edward puffed away.
Intro things. We're doing a threequel. Fact 1. Henry has had more shunting accidents than any other engine on the Northwestern Railway. He hates shunting, but has never been able to get the hang of it. Edward has tried to teach him multiple times, but he just can't seem to get a grasp on it. He really was quite angry about the lack of nap for his shunter in the 20s. Fact 2. Victor is a red Cuban tank engine that helps run Crovan's Gate Works. He was sent to Sodor by his owner during the 60s, which, if you know your history, you'll know was a very turbulent time in Cuba, to say the least. Victor's owner wanted a better life for his engine, so he was shipped off to the island somewhat secretly, even though his owner didn't know who would want him. As you might know, he got a pretty bad first impression, falling into water at Knapford docks. He was fished out and sat in the works for some time. During the 60s, Crovan's Gate was being refurbished and required a shunter of some kind to work it. Since he was just sitting there collecting dust, Victor was recruited to run the shops, with the workmen teaching him English. Scarloi's old transporter wagon, which had somehow survived to this point, was modified for Victor to use it. Fact 3. The Kirk Ron Harbor hosts a dock for ferries to the Isle of Man in Ireland. The NWR runs a boat train here, usually departing from Crovan's Gate but occasionally departing from Vickerstown. Fact 4. Jem Cole was known for being able to fix nearly any road vehicle you could throw at him. Because of this talent, he would later open up his own garage, repairing anything from steam lorries to Aston Martins. His son, John Cole, who happened to be getting a shave when Duck crashed into the barbershop, would later take over the business, and open an automobile museum in Sudbury. Edward helped to raise funds for this museum in a fashion you may have seen before. Fact 5. Thomas is, instead of an E2, a Ginty with extended tanks. He got his extended tanks when he got his branch line, so he wouldn't have to refill on water as much. The reason I decided to make him a Ginty is because if he's an E2, he'd be older than Gordon. The E2s were built in 1915, and the A1s were built in 1922. My Thomas was built in 1924, which doesn't make him much younger than Gordon, but enough for me to be satisfied. I will say though, my friend River has made some very convincing points as to why Thomas should be an E2 with a flat running board. Fact 6. When Tornado visited Sodor for his 10th birthday, as a joke, Gordon was given peppercorn-style smoke deflectors. The two Pacifics found it hilarious. Fact 7. On the subject of Gordon, unlike the RWS, he's a standard A1 Pacific, built in 1923 just after Scotsman. Instead of being rebuilt at Crewe, he was rebuilt at Doncaster in 1939 into an A3. Though he didn't get those German smoke deflectors, because that means I've got less modeling to do. And now, a new section in this series in which I answer your questions about my AU. I'll tell Mom asks, why did they move Knapford back? Oh, hi, Jan. What do you mean move Knapford back? It's always been there. I don't know what you're talking about. The reason Knapford Station is where it is because the people of Knapford, Knapfordians if you will, wanted to move north out of the estuary. Thus, most of the town was built north of the river, so the big station was made where it'd be most useful and the old station was demolished. Devin Ariola 218, sorry if I mispronounced that, asks, who works on the Peel Godred? I can't disclose everything about the Peel Godred crew, but I will say Neville works there, alongside an LAR Q6 and a Highland Railway Clan class. Collect movie, sorry if I butchered that, asks, what class is Percy? Good question, I don't know, let's ask him. Hey Percy, what class are you? Oh, I'm a...
Tally-ho, chaps.
I should probably call an ambulance. This is EdwardsDayOut, signing off.